Attaboy! Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is your friend Cartman. In today's video, I got some awesome replays to share with you guys from this raid weekend. We got up early with our newborn, and we were the first ones to hit and got a perfect raid in our first matchup, guys. So we're going to take a look at that. And as you can see, we are off to a nice start in our raids. We have a lot of people already over 30K. But like I said, we're going to be taking a look at war number 1 right here. This was over 100,000 capital gold we looted in 19 attacks. And this is a full solo raid by me. So I'm going to show you some of the armies that I'm using in the clan capital and see if any of them can help you on your next raid weekend. Now we send in the P.E.K.K.A. here into the core, trying to funnel this area. We've got our haste spell down with our mountain golem. We want him to take out the blast bow and then move toward the left-hand side of this mountain range and work up toward that district hall. Now we did have a slight miscalculation. As I said, this was very early in the morning, up with my little boy that we just took home from the hospital. So I've got the super giants down and they are in range of that goblin launcher. And so I did not really realize that. And so I've got all these goblins coming in here and just destroying these super giants. So really not getting any value for us right there. And so here come the goblins running across. Now, when you use the mountain golem, you don't have to worry. He's going to smash through these goblins, no problem. But really our plan in that middle section is just something we're going to have to scrap and go to a plan B right here. Now, funny thing, if you haven't noticed, when you do kill these goblins, even though they're the enemy, they will spawn skellies in your graveyard spells. It's very interesting. But obviously the plan in the core was to bring in these super giants, and they're supposed to get this air bombs and clear out kind of all these defenses around these two little, that rectangle area with the cannons and the multi-mortar. And then our minions were going to clear that out. But obviously that did not work. Now we've got some skellies popped up that are going to take down that district hall. So that's going to work nice from the graveyard. The mountain golem is so strong, it doesn't matter that we really swagged a bunch of our troop space. Our mountain golem is going to carry us. He says, I've got this. Well over the 50% range, getting to 60% here, guys. And that's going to set us up really nice for our second attack. And the mountain golem actually does not die. He is just so tanky. We ran out of time, even with the haste spell. So we got our mountain golem down in the haste. Now I've got a little different army comp here. We're going to bring in a couple graveyards on this single inferno. We don't want that to get a hold of our mountain golem later in this raid. Now we're going to set our frost spell on that minion hive and that single inferno. I've got some barbs to go in that upper corner at 12 o'clock with some super wizards in behind, just in case we run into any goblins that we got to get down there. But I think they've all actually been taken out by our mountain golem in the previous attack. So we lucked out there. They're going to bust their way through this wall. And we have quite a few small troops up there so that the single inferno cannot target them all at once. That's going to let us power through that area. And once those graveyards start spawning around that single inferno, we're going to be able to move our way in and get it taken out. Now, our mountain golem's got the area cleared out in the core. He's coming here to the rescue to finish this base off. But honestly, the super wizards could probably finish it off at this point, as they have done a great job chaining through everything. And that is a nice and easy 3-star on a very upgraded Goblin Mines to get things kicked off. That was over 11,000 capital gold in those 2 hits. And that was a very nice start to the raid weekend. All right, guys, next up, we're going to be jumping into Skeleton Park. And again, this is a very upgraded Skeleton Park, over 11,000 capital gold available. Again, we're going to be coming in with the Eternal Haste, with our mountain golem. We got a couple graveyards in the core around that minion hive. Now this time we're going to be bringing in the hog raiders, jumping across this water here to stun this rocket artillery, get that taken out. We've got a few barbs and hog raiders left. We're going to send a couple hog raiders into the core with that haste spell, trying to get down that wizard tower. And we're also going to send a couple here into the core, trying to clear that out on the left side of this channel of water. Try to stun that mega hidden Tesla. Let that barbarian come in there and really just clear out those buildings there. And you can see our mountain golem is really not taking any damage in the core. because these skeleton spells are tanking what damage was there. So nothing is really shooting him. He's just going around very nicely, smashing through all these buildings. And guys, if you're not really using the Mountain Golem right now, you need to try it out. After all these updates where he got his speed buffed, and then the addition of the Eternal Haste, he is just now back to being the king of Clan Capital, guys. You can see just how epic he is. He has so many hit points, and we're just shredding these districts with him. And I'm going to speed it up because, I mean, right now we have nothing left to deploy. We're just watching this Mountain Golem just wreak havoc right here. We got that rocket artillery down. Now he's actually going to turn back towards 6 o'clock and clear out all of these buildings that are left up here. So that's really nice for us for our second attack. I mean, look at this pathing. We have over half of this base, everything taken out. It's cleared out. And there's not going to be much left for our next hit. Now he is still going. He's going to smash through even more buildings here. Get this area narrowed up even more for our next hit on this district. You can just see, that's amazing. 64%, that Mountain Golem was still up looking for more things to smash. Next hit, we're going to switch out that Eternal Haste for the Frost Spell. So we're going to use the Frost Spell on that giant cannon, along with those reflectors up there. Try to get a little bit of that frozen for us. Got the Mountain Golem to clear out that part. A couple graveyards on the backside. Now we're going to send in our Hog Raiders to clear out everything on this bottom side. Get our Barbarians to clear out these trash buildings so our Mountain Golem has a real narrow path. And you can see our Hogs and Skellies are taking down a ton of these buildings on the backside. The Mountain Golem's clearing everything out between these hedges. He's hardly taking any damage, and we just crushed that skeleton park. Nothing left of this district. All right, guys. Next up, we've got Golem Quarry. And again, we're going to be coming in with a Mountain Golem and another district over 11k capital goal. That's super nice. I like to start with the Eternal Haste and the Mountain Golem on the far right-hand side right here. We're going to bring in 2 packs of Hog Raiders to come down here, stun this blast bow, and get this corner area of defenses taken out. Part of this base is the default, and then part of it has been modified, so it's parts of it look similar to what we've seen before. But we got our Hog Raiders, a couple barbs clearing out the bottom left. Graveyards are in the back area by the district hall and these rocket artilleries. They're really just distracting in this first raid, doing a little bit of damage. We're going to bring what barbs and Hog Raiders we have left here, trying to clear out and create some pathing for our Mountain Golem. He's going to move up toward 12 o'clock, heading toward that blast bow, so that's really nice for us. We want to get that blast bow taken out in that corner. The rest of our support troops are down, so we're going to speed it up here and just watch this Mountain Golem go to work, smashing through everything. You can see our graveyards trying on the backside, but there's a lot of splash damage with both those rocket artilleries back there. So it's going to take a little while to get that stuff down. Now we're going to get this blast bow taken out. Our Mountain Golem goes back toward the next cluster with this next blast bow. Tries to get it taken out, but falls just short. But we did a lot of damage on it, and it's going to set us up really nice for our next hit, guys. So again, switching to the Frost, we're going to use it in the middle. Great value right there. Got a Crusher, Rocket Artillery, and that Blast Bow. Mountain Golem starting in that Eternal Haste again. Moving in toward the core. Got our graveyards. We're going to spread them out on the backside in these open areas just to kind of try to clear everything out there. Bring our Hog Raiders in kind of left of our Mountain Golem. We want to push him up toward that blast bow. Works perfectly. Now on to the Rocket Artillery to get that taken out. These Crushers stand no chance. They can't do anything against the Mountain Golem. I mean, they are destroyed before they even can crush once. Mountain Golem's doing great work here. Hog Raiders cleaning up alongside him. And we have just smashed our way to another nice 2-hit triple, guys. And you can just see the power of the Mountain Golem. He is a beast right now. He is the best. Man, that's amazing. All right, guys. Next up is going to be Dragon Cliffs. Now, the easiest way to take down Dragon Cliffs after the addition of the Super Miners is this Frost and Super Miner attack. We're going to kind of speed through this because There's not much strategy to this. You want those 2 well-placed frost spells in the beginning. I like to use the lightning to splash out a trash building for pathing, and then just put all 10 of these super miners in a cluster together so they can one-shot these buildings as quickly as possible, take as little of damage as they can. And here you can see them moving in toward the core. Now they were slightly nerfed just a little bit, and that makes them take a little bit more damage from these super dragons, but they are still the best option on Dragon Cliffs to take it down very easily. You can see us powering through this base. We got the core already taken out, and now moving our way back south towards 6 o'clock, and we are approaching 50% destruction there, so that's a really nice opener. Over 5,000 capital gold. Now hit number 2, I like to only bring 9 super miners. You can still bring 10, but I like to bring a couple super giants and a barbarian to distract. Now we're going to use this barbarian to clear out some of these little trash clan houses out here. And what they're also doing is pulling all of these super dragons down here away from where I want to send in my miners. So once these dragons go toward that barbarian, I'm going to send in my super miners. Under that mountain chain over here, we got a super giant now on the map. Again, pulling those super dragons away from our super miners just to eliminate any type of splash damage that these super dragons could do. We're going to use our next frost spell right here on our next super dragon. We're holding on to that 1 super giant. And once we get past this super dragon right here, we're going to think about deploying our next super giant right there in the core. You see all 4 of those super dragons are now moving toward that giant. And now these miners have hardly anything to tank them. Now all 5 super dragons are moving toward that giant. So we only have 1 super dragon that even knows these super miners are here. And before you know it, it is a 2-hit triple, guys. Nice and easy. All right, guys, next up we've got Builder's Workshop. Now, Builder's Workshop, I love to come in with the super dragon. So we're going to use some of these battle ramps here. Just open up this deployment area. I want these walls open so this area all expands as we clear it out with our air troops. We're going to throw down a couple graveyard spells, and then we're going to start bringing in our rocket loons. Start tanking about 3 or 4 packs you'll bring in right here. Bring your first super dragon. You don't have to bring them all. We got plenty of tanking set up for this super dragon. We're just going to roast our way through these buildings while we have these distractions here with the air skellies and the rocket loons. Now once we start getting this funnel kind of established here, we're going to send a pack of minions to clear up this left hand side. There's some little clan houses, 1 cannon, so we're going to get some nice value out of that pack of minions. Now once they start getting targeted, I'm going to send in a rocket loon to take out this air defense that's shooting at them. Send a couple more rocket loons in here, provide some tanking for our super dragon. We've got our next graveyard spell on that blast bow because it's kind of sitting by itself right there at 1030. That way those skellies can work on it, taking it out. We use our zap there to take out some more clan houses. Hanging on to another pack of rocket loons and 2 more super dragons. So we're just waiting to see where we're going to deploy them. Our super dragon's going to get through this rapid rockets without any problem. Now we have lots of tanking here on the bottom side. So I started thinking about we should probably be down there attacking. So I sent in a rocket loon and 1 super dragon while we had some distractions down there. And this super dragon's going to be able to clear out everything down in this area. Now, everything's being taken out on the top side. Our super dragon's still working through there very nicely. There's not that many air targeting defenses, and our super dragon still has enough health to get through that Mega Tesla and that spear thrower. Now, once this super dragon here goes towards 6 o'clock, we're going to bring 1 in toward the core. Try to roast through a few of these core defenses as much as possible, guys. But you can see already how much of this base we have taken out. I mean, it is amazing. There's not much left at all. And we're going to be over 70% in this first raid, guys. That is a nice start. And we set it up perfectly to swarm this base with dragons. Over 6,000 capital gold first hit. You can't want more than that usually. So we're going to use a frost spell on that blast bow, the air bombs, spear thrower, get a couple graveyards down. Start bringing in our rocket loons. We want to spawn some air skellies, so we have adequate tanking to start bringing in our super dragons. Once we get that tanking established, we'll start bringing in a couple super dragons where they're protected, continue to bring in our rocket loons, guys. And this base is crushed. We still have one super dragon yet to be deployed. We still have rocket loons. And look at all those air skellies coming in just to make sure that this thing is destroyed. Now we're going to send in one more pack of rocket loons to take out this air bombs before they can take out any more of our troops. That way we get the max loot bonus. And there you go. Nice and easy. All right, guys. Next up, we've got Balloon Lagoon. Now in this one, we're going back to the Mountain Golem. You can see this area on this top right-hand side where we have these two rocket artilleries. It is just set up perfectly just to send our Mountain Golem all along that whole side. I mean, there's so much value there and really nothing else to stop the Mountain Golem. So we're going to smash our way, get 2 easy rocket artillery takedowns. Now, we do have that single Inferno in the corner, but we have a ton of Hog Raiders. So we're just going to make sure that we can stun this single Inferno. Now, we've held on to our graveyard spells. We're going to place those in that little peninsula around that next single Inferno. We've got our Hogs right there taking out the single Inferno at 12 o'clock. Now, I thought we could send the Hog Raiders across the water to stun the Crusher, and then with the graveyard spells, we'd have enough tanking to get through that single, but that was not the case. So invested quite a few resources over there without the success we were looking for. But we still have really nice value here. The Mountain Golem can carry you even if things aren't going right. He is just so tanky. We're over 50%, guys, and this base is already looking primed to be another 2-shot victim for us, guys. Now our next attack, I placed this Mountain Golem wanting him to go towards 6 o'clock. But he has other plans. He's going to go up here toward 12 and then approach that single Inferno. And that's not where I want him to be. He's going to get roasted in there. So we're going to send in some Hog Raiders to try to distract. They did distract the single just enough so it didn't lock on to our Mountain Golem. That protected it. Now we've got the Hogs working on the backside along with the Graveyard. And guys, the Mountain Golem, there is just not enough damage on these bases to take him out. And he can quickly move through here, especially when you have the Frost or Graveyard to help protect him even more. There's just not much to it, guys. And we smashed our way to another easy 2-hit triple. Now you can just see the power of the Mountain Golem. Really, time is the only thing that can start to hurt you on some of these. That's why you got to have the haste spell and then have some nice troops to help with funneling along the way. You don't want to have trash left in the corners. But easily taken down once again. All right, guys, next up we've got Wizard Valley, and we're going to be coming in with a Hog Raider attack. We're going to set our P.E.K.K.A on the left-hand side to clear out these trash buildings, get our graveyard spells around this single Inferno and the core of this peninsula here, bring in our battle rams to open up some walls, start spawning some skellies, Barbarian to clear out some trash on the right-hand side, and here come the Hog Raiders into the core. We've got a heal spell in here along with those 2 graveyards. That's going to help make sure our hogs stay alive here. Lots of damage in this opening sequence. We want to clear everything out. Our P.E.K.K.A is doing a great job on the outside of the base on the left-hand side, just clearing out multiple defenses, multiple trash buildings. The funneling's beautiful over there. And in the middle, our heal spell is doing great work with the hogs, and the graveyard spell cleared out a ton of the base in there. Do have some lone buildings left, but the hogs have taken out all the defenses. They're now in the back quadrant. Single Inferno taking out a couple more spear throwers, getting us ready for our next attack. Our P.E.K.K.A on the left side makes it all the way to this giant cannon and is going to be able to take it out with its death damage. And we are over 50% here on this first raid. We're going to speed it up. We got these skellies trying to open up these walls. I thought it might expand our deployment zone a little bit for the next stage, but they really didn't do much other than beat there until they got killed by that raid cart. It's a tough life being a skeleton. All right, next attack. We're going to place the graveyard spells around the 2 remaining single infernos, get our heal around this cluster of defenses we have left, bring our battle rams in to start tanking, spawning ground skellies for us. We've got the P.E.K.K.A. working on the right-hand side to take care of that raid cart. And now we don't want that P.E.K.K.A. to get targeted by the single, so we're going to bring a Hog Raider in to help stun that single on the far right. We've got hogs working through the core where our heal spells are. We have hogs working everywhere, to be honest. And we still have 5 more Hog Raiders we could deploy. But we really don't need to, guys. This base is crushed. The P.E.K.K.A. is still up. We have a ton of skellies and hogs in the core going around, just destroying everything. And guys, now the last defense is down. It's just a matter of cleanup, and we have smashed Wizard Valley. Hog Raider attacks are pretty strong on Wizard Valley. And look at all the skeletons we have. Very nice. Alright guys, the last district attack we have is Barbarian Camp. Now in this one, we're going to send in barbs to clear out these clan houses on this bottom side. We want to clear all these out. There are some bombs over there. Interesting placement. There's not enough bombs to really kill your barbs. So we're just kind of burning through those. We're going to have our mountain golem going on the left-hand side. Again, taking out the easy rocket artillery. We got the mega hidden Tesla over there. The multi-cannon, the multi-mortar. Lots of nice value there. The barbarians are clearing out all these clan houses on the right-hand side. The mountain golem is moving its way in here on Barbarian Camp. We got the graveyard spells in the backside around the rocket artillery. And now we're going to send in some Hog Raiders to help assist with our mountain golem as he is doing some work in here in the core of the base. And you can see once again, approaching 50% with this mountain golem hit. Very nice and strong. We've got the graveyard spell set up for our second attack. Just right there at 50%, guys. Now our next hit, we're going to swap out again for the frost spell. Put our mountain golem in here. We're going to frost up the giant cannon along with these super giant posts. And try to get both of those multi-cannons. We missed the one, but we did freeze one of those. Now we're going to get our graveyards. Again, 2 more on the backside to try to clear out that whole area themselves. Once the mountain golem gets this mega hidden Tesla down, we're going to bring in some Hog Raiders strategically on each side to help funnel, take out some of these key defenses, get our Barbarian clearing out the trash right of the mountain golem. Continuing to send in the Hog Raiders we have to stun defenses, provide tanking. And you can see our graveyard spells doing work on the backside, taking out the rocket artillery, taking out more defenses. I do send a pack of hogs up there to help get a little more power just to continue to take out defenses with those skellies. Frost spell in the core, so we don't have much damage at all right now on the mountain golem. And we're going to get enough defenses and buildings taken out that our mountain golem is going to be able to finish everything else off, just smashing through it all, guys. And that's going to be another 2-hit triple. Yeah, boy, we like them like that. The mountain golem, just so good right now on the clan capital. And it's so fun to smash these districts. Getting some nice loot on this one. Over 6K once again. Now we are on to the Capital Peak. Alright, and as you can see, we took this Capital Peak out in 3 hits. Now it's an interesting layout here, guys. Really some vast openness here in this beginning section, other than what's in this left-hand corner. So we're going to try to use our Barbarians here to get out these super giant posts, because I want to send in a pack of minions to clear out the rocket artillery. So it's going to take us a few of our barbs to get in here. I've got the mountain golem just going real slow on the right-hand side. We're not going to put down the haste just yet. We're going to send in some more barbs on this left-hand side. Try to pull those super giants away so we can get the post taken out. Once that post goes out, the super giants will make their way over toward our mountain golem, and then they will be obliterated from the Capital Peak. Now, once they get far enough away, we'll bring in our pack of minions. They're going to be able to get huge value taking out the rocket artillery and everything on this left-hand side for quite some ways. Now we're going to place down our Eternal Haste spell, as now it's further into the base. That way it's not as far away when we do attack number 2. So we're going to get that down right here. Our Mountain Golem makes quick work of the Supergiant, smashes through that. And now there's just a lot of clan houses and funneling going on. Like I said, just a very unique layout here, really giving us a lot of buildings for free with not much shooting at us. The minions are getting huge value. We're going to send our Hog Raiders in along with the graveyard spells into the core as our Mountain Golem makes his way in there. Now, I thought I'd have more tanking, or I thought we wouldn't get locked on by this single Inferno so quickly. So that was a little bit of a concern, but our Mountain Golem luckily walks out of range for just a little bit, so we really get a few more buildings, probably 3 or 4 more buildings because of that. We can see our first hit over 60%. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's a nice start. Really set up it nice for our next attack on this Capital Hall. All right, guys. Attack number 2. We got the Mountain Golem coming in again. Now we switched it up. We got the Hog Raiders back in here, 6 of them, 2 graveyards. Back here on the Rocket Artillery and Blast Bow, and we see we've got a Rage spell. We want to be able to rage through and get this Capital Hall taken down as quickly as possible. We're just patient right here with our Mountain Golem, moving in here, smashing through buildings. And now we're going to use our Hog Raiders to come in here, stun the single Inferno so it cannot lock on to our Mountain Golem. We got the Rage spell in there. We're going to rage up, continue to use our Hog Raiders to stun both the Capital Hall, and then we're also going to use them to stun this Blast Bow. We get everything taken out in the backside. Had a nice pack of hogs there, but unfortunately that Rocket Artillery took out our hogs. I think if the hogs could have gotten to the Rocket Artillery first, we may have had a shot at the 2-shot on the Capital Hall, but unfortunately we're going to fall just short here, getting up into the 90% on this raid. So it was very, very nice. Not much left at all to finish off here to cap off this perfect raid, guys. So let's go through here. Just a few spells in here. We got a few lightning. We're going to take out this Super Dragon Post, throw down a Super Giant across the map. Not where the haste is for sure. And we're just going to pull this Super Dragon away. We got the Frost on the Blast Bow. Once this Super Dragon gets far enough away, we're going to drop our Hog Raiders. Now, this was, as I said, very early in the morning. I wanted to go back to bed, and we dropped the Hog Raiders too soon. So we threw in the Inferno Dragon, let him roast through the Super Dragon. So it did cost us a little bit of loot bonus, but no worries here. We're going to take it down. More Hog Raiders in to stun the Blast Bow, and there you have it, a nice, perfect raid. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed a large variety of attacks and seeing how you can get those nice 2-shots in your next raid weekend. Hopefully it helps you max out your capital gold. Until next time, clash on, my friends.